All right, good afternoon, everyone. I really appreciate everyone coming here. We're heading into the home stretch of session, which brings joy to many and sorrow to maybe one or two in the state. But we're here today because, certainly I think most people would agree that one of the most important responsibilities of government is public safety. And New York certainly had its challenges in the last couple of years in that front in many different aspects. Every facet, basically, of criminal justice has seemingly been under attack and challenged. And certainly one of the cornerstones of our criminal justice system is our Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, DOCS. And there's been an awful lot of changes in our prisons in the last several years, and most of them not good. So we're here today specifically to talk about a bill that I put in the Senate, Senate Bill S-9378, which would repeal the HALT Act, which was adopted by the legislature in 2021. And I'll also put in that not a single member from my side of the aisle voted in the affirmative on that legislation. It's carried in the Assembly by Assemblymember Matt Simpson, and we'll be hearing from him shortly. Since HALT went into effect on April 1st, assaults have been up in our prison system 25%. A little bit of history, though, to give you a context of how we got here and where we've been. Over the last 10 years, we've eliminated 13,000 beds and closed 24 correctional facilities around the state. In 1999, prison population was 72,000, and today it's approximately 31,000, so less than half. What we've done is we have concentrated the worst of the worst into fewer facilities over the last few decades. The HALT bill was sold to the public by people that don't represent correctional facilities, and frankly, I would venture to say that the vast majority of the people that voted yes on HALT have never set foot in one of the state's correctional facilities, and I've been to many of them. There are several in my district. But it was sold as an anti-solitary confinement to somehow conjure up an image that we all have from Hollywood of Shawshank prison or Devil's Island, and some of these awful places with rats and dripping walls and just the horrors that we see on television and in the movies. But the truth be told, that we're talking about special housing units. And if you visit these facilities, special housing units look very much like the general prison population. They're the same size, they have the access to the same services, they're just segregated. They're segregated for a good reason, for a public safety reason, safety within these facilities reason. And it's a tool. The special housing unit is a behavioral tool for people that, by definition, the public, the court system has found have a difficulty controlling their behavior, which is why they're in prison. It's a tool that controls behavior. It sets up a system of consequences. Imagine life without consequences, what that would look like. And it's certainly about promoting safety of our staff as well as our incarcerated. And I emphasize that because it seems like a lot of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle aren't concerned about safety or well-being of police or our correctional staff. They seem more concerned with criminals and the incarcerated. Well, if that's what lights your fire, then guess what? HALT is hurting the safety of the incarcerated as well. And this is an important tool, and I would say, I would liken this is like taking a tool away from corrections, the same as telling a carpenter to build a house and you can't use a hammer. We've seen a systematic attack on every aspect of our criminal justice system. In addition to HALT, there's a litany of them, and they affect parole, supervision, the court system, the police, ban the box, less is more, bail and discovery reform, raise the age, defund the police, coming soon to a legislature near you, clean slate. There's been talk about ending qualified immunity. Who in their right mind would want to be a police officer if you had to worry about losing your livelihood and your home because of a lawsuit and you weren't protected by your employer? And an overall anti-police rhetoric. This is what's been permeating from the other side of the aisle for years in New York State, and we are seeing the results of that. Crime has skyrocketed in New York State. Public safety has decreased. All you have to do is look at the statistics or open a newspaper and you'll see that's true. And people are leaving with their feet. And it isn't all for warmer climes in the South. They are leaving New York for other better opportunities, and that includes providing good public safety, a safe environment for their families. 300,000 people left in the course of a year, which is why we just lost another congressional seat. So all this that we're doing here, the attack on criminal justice, is playing into the direction that the state is going, and it's all as a result of one-party rule by the other side of the aisle that's brought all this to us. And everything that are listed has been done in the last few years, but today we're here to talk about repealing HALT, which would restore some much-needed public safety within our prison walls for both staff and the incarcerated. And certainly we're going to be hearing from some of our partners at DOCS and NYSCOPA about some of the statistics and what their experiences have been.